passes, and Xavier Worthy returning from injury to notch 5 catches for 83 yards. The result was an impressive 30-20 win for the Chiefs, a much-needed win for Kansas City to get to 500. Look who's here. It's a Friday. It's Joe Fortenbaugh.
Joe.
It's nice to see you.
Everybody's got great suit game today.
Nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
This is a very well-dressed, well-put-together group. I'm just trying to do the best I can to keep up.
Nah, you look amazing,
Best I
man.
can.
You look amazing.
Okay.
Don't butter me up. I know where this is going. You worry about your lane, I'll worry about my lane.
Okay, wow, we've got some hostility here. Cam, that's why I'm going to you, away from the studio and all the hostility. Do you have the road to the AFC Championship still running through Kansas City?
With all due respect to the AFC defending champs, respectfully, no. And the reason why is because they've shown their weaknesses. They've shown that they can bleed. Hey, they've shown that they aren't who we thought they were. And barring injury, they're beatable. And I mean really bad. So when I'm thinking about the AFC, it has to go through Buffalo. It has to go through, even with the performance last week, it has to go through the Chargers. So even though, we know what Patrick Mahomes is capable of, but Patrick Mahomes doesn't really look like Patrick Mahomes if he doesn't have Xavier Worthy. If now you have the onus on Travis Kelce. So we've seen their weaknesses and we've seen their flaws, not like we've ever seen before. And that's why I'm giving the take to Buffalo and the Chargers opposite of the Kansas City Chiefs.
No. They not going to get me to do it. You ain't going to get me to sit up here and be like, Patrick Mahomes is dead. You're not going to get me to sit up here and say, Kansas City can't win. Joe, have we ever seen Kansas City go into Buffalo and win a playoff game?
We have.
Have we?
We have, RC.
Have we done that?
Yes, we have.
No. Have we ever? This is because I be forgetting, right? A lot of head trauma, stuff like that.
A lot of
right?
action.
So I'm going to ask you.
You to be forgiven.
Have we ever seen Kansas City go on the road in the AFC Championship, play against an MVP and a #1 defense and win? Have we ever seen that?
I believe we have seen
We
that.
saw that too?
Yes, we have.
No, we ain't seen that too, Joe.
We saw it in Baltimore a couple years ago,
We saw that
RC.
in Baltimore too. That Kansas City team, if they wasn't hosting the playoffs, they probably had bled and stuff that year, huh? It was we probably thought to ourselves, this team is beatable.
We did.
Didn't we think that?
Stephen A. Smith was all over that. Since he's not here, he can't defend himself.
Right, and then was it people saying, wait, Patrick Mahomes? Remember, because when Patrick Mahomes first started, right? Remember when he first started and he threw for 50 touchdowns? And we was like, he's the greatest player we've ever seen, right? But that year, Patrick Mahomes didn't look like Patrick Mahomes, right? So what we was like, oh, wait, Patrick Mahomes needs other things because, Patrick Mahomes ain't Patrick Mahomes. And did they win the Super Bowl?
They did, sir.
What? No, Joe. I lost my mic.
And here we go with this again. I think he's got the mic right over there.
I need the mic.
It's on the ground.
Little battery white right here.
Cut this on. This is on. And so when
you gotta bring it down.
And so when all that stuff happened, Joe, weren't we kind of feeling like this?
We were.
And then you remember going into this week against Baltimore because they did have Xavier Worthy and they had lost some games. We thought that maybe they was in trouble, but then Xavier Worthy came back and they looked really good and Patrick Mahomes looked like Patrick Mahomes and they blew the Ravens out. And now they're 2-2 and the Chargers are only 3-1 because they lost. So now it's close and now it's scary all over again.
It is.
And so what I'm saying is, yes, it still go through Kansas City. And it don't have to actually go to the city of Kansas City to have to go through Kansas City because Kansas City is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo and Travis Kelce and what's about to be Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Brashard Smith, the rookie from SMU, who is now making a lot of plays. So what I'm saying is they ain't dead till you kill them. And like my dog Ric Flair said, who I know is watching right now, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Okay.
I was waiting for you two to fight. I think you guys seemed like you guys were on the exact same point there.
Very well said. Very smart. There's a lot to love about that. Unfortunately, it is incorrect. Cam Newton is right. It does not go through Kansas City. Now, these are all very articulate points, and you're right. What are we going to do? We're going to sit here, and we're going to step all over Kansas City 4 games into the season. A fool's errand, as RC pointed out. But we don't want to put too much weight on what we've seen in the past because that can distort us. Put some weight on it, not too much. Look to the future here because that's going to tell us how this is going to play out. Football, as Cameron Newton knows and as Ryan Clark knows, a war of attrition. And the war that Kansas City is going to face from now until the end of the season is a very different war than the war Buffalo will face between now and the end of the season. Buffalo has to go through the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. Kansas City's got to deal with the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders. All right, a little bit of an edge. But throughout the rest of the season, what do we got here? I don't have my glasses on me. We got the Jacksonville game on Monday night. Say what you want about the Jags, number 2 in defensive EPA. We got the Lions. We got the Commanders. We got a road game with the Bills. We got the Colts. We got the Chargers. We got 2 with the Broncos. Point is, how much is left in that tank by the end of the season when you go face a rested Bills team in Orchard Park? I would say it goes through Buffalo. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully.
I was thinking.
Didn't Cam just tell us when people say respectfully what they mean?
That's what I was going to say.
Cam started by saying respectfully, too.
Yeah,
Cam
so
said
like that was
respectfully.
being
Cam just told us.
He also said respectfully.
I just took notes that if you say respectfully, it means disrespectfully. So you're saying that it goes through Buffalo. Disrespectfully.
I meant disrespect towards RC, not towards Buffalo. You have to understand, I'm married into Bills Mafia. I enjoy sleeping in my own bed at night. Does that make me a homer? No. It makes me someone who enjoys sleeping in their own bed.
Well, what about all right, so let's break that down a little bit. What about the way that Buffalo's winning games right now? To start out 4-0, what you've seen from them at home, on the road, versus what you've seen from Kansas City in a 2-2 start. How does that factor into your decision?
3 double-digit wins for the Bills. Last week looked bad against the Saints, and they still won by double digits. But it's the Saints. There are concerns about the defense, Courtney Cronin.
Yes.
I thought we were going to be going to commercial there, and I wasn't have to deal with any pushback. I thought I was going to be able to just ride the momentum into commercial. This is a huge problem for me now. But that said, there are problems with the defense, and we have seen in the biggest spots, Allen shows up, the rest of the team chokes. Time and time again, to your point. I just think Kansas City has such a war coming forward with what we've already seen. 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Those bodies, that's a lot to put on a body.
Cam, get back in here. Help me out.
I mean, say less. Tag me in, Ric Flair. Oh, my fault, RC. Hit me. So what I'm saying is this. When you're thinking about the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen is the tempo. And you just said it, Joe. As good as Josh plays, that's how Buffalo plays. Well, you can't say that about this Kansas City Chiefs teams because it's so reliant on the skill set around them. Travis, or should I say El Travador, is not what El Travador used to be. He needs help. He needs Rashee Rice. He needs Xavier Worthy. We've seen this. So if these guys are not healthy, the Kansas City Chiefs are in trouble. If the defense does not show up, we've seen Patrick Mahomes carry a whole team, but times have changed. With Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, our biggest question is they don't have no superstars. How they gonna win? They traded off their best 2 receivers a year ago, and they've still been able to manage success, sustain success for head coach Sean McDermott. And with that, I'm giving the edge to Buffalo.
Well, you know what, Joe and Cam? It's a good thing we've never seen Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs when Josh Allen plays extremely well. Dang it, we've never. Oh, wait, we saw that too.
Respectfully, that's well said.
All right, respectfully, we are going to break.
I won.
Coming up, Jane Daniels could be returning this weekend in time for a showdown with Justin Herbert. Which QB would we rather have? If you thought there were fireworks there, wait until you see this. The Yankees are headed to the ALDS after a historic wildcard performance. And the men who were on the call, Ravi and Eduardo Perez, joining us next to tell us that the Pinstripes are primed for a World Series return.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter what you use it in season or out, at every fill-up, or when you store, start with Stable.
Welcome to one of the great tests in Formula One under the floodlights of Marina Bay.
Welcome to Singapore.
Good reaction time for Lando Norris down to turn number